Welcome back to Burke's backyard in England. And one thing you've got to say about the English is that they have a better sense of history than probably any country that's ever existed. Have a look at this. This is the real thing. This is the Victory, the greatest wooden battleship ever. This was the flagship for Admiral Lord Nelson. In fact, he was on this roughly 200 years ago, 1805, for the Battle of Trafalgar, where sadly he was killed. But this is an awesome thing, and what a wonderful thing to say about a country, that they had the sense of history to preserve it. And this boat is still a commissioned warship today. It was never decommissioned after all this time. Built in or at least ordered in 1758, the same year that Nelson was born. For the Battle of Trafalgar, the Victory had 104 cannons, 821 officers and men, and it's interesting to note that 6,000 trees were needed to make the boat, and that meant that 100 acres of forest were cleared. There are 4 acres of sails and 26 miles of rigging. And although it is a wooden ship, at the waterline and below it was originally copper-coated. The Victory sailed into battle, the Battle of Trafalgar, in 1805, and it was a really important battle. Why? Well, it was all about stopping Napoleon. That is, you had a series of ships, which were English, going out to fight a combined group of French and Spanish ones. They fought off the coast of Spain at Trafalgar. If they couldn't stop that combined flotilla then, Napoleon would probably take England. This was a fundamental battle. And after they won here, England ruled the waves. We're on the deck, this deck,
Yep.
in the middle of the battle. Now, what's it like?
Well, about 1 o'clock that afternoon, this would have been quite a horrendous place to be. She'd gone through the enemy line. She'd fired 2 broadsides into the stern of the French flagship, inflicting something like 380 casualties and dismounting 20% of her guns. There were a lot of casualties on this deck. By this period, there would have been something like about 40 people had been taken down below, wounded, and there had also been a lot of deaths on this deck. At 1:25, as Captain Hardy and Nelson were walking up and down this part of the deck, that is when the musket ball came down through his left shoulder and lodged in the middle of his spine, and he fell there on the spot.
It's a fairly serious hit that Nelson took. Did he take no further part in the battle from that point on?
The only thing that he was really concerned about was, have any of our ships struck to the enemy, and how many ships have we taken?
Sir! Sir! It's 18 now, sir! 18, a great victory! Thank God.
After Nelson was shot, they brought him down 5 decks below, and traditionally this is the spot where he died. This was probably a sad end to a brilliant life. The HMS Victory is at Portsmouth in England, and there's lots of other ships here, the remains of the Mary Rose, many others. You could spend a really good day here. Come and see it. I would strongly recommend it. If you come to England, come and see what really has to be the best range of ships anywhere in the world.